Hey, Darrell, quick question. You said there you could set an alert on the TDI.
Yes,
How
yes.
do you do that?
So if you actually hover over the TDI, like kind of down in this bottom panel here,
Okay.
you can go to settings, or I'm sorry, if you right click, I'm sorry, just right click in the area of the TDI. Um, let's see, actually, sorry, I usually do this on my phone. Where's the alert? Okay, here we go. Plus alert. I got to get out of replay mode to add alert. Give me 1 second. All right, add alert. All right. So when you see here under your conditions, you can actually change the condition from the actual asset you're trading to the TDI.
Okay.
Okay. So you can, so if you actually, I'm going to go over this real quick. If you go to the settings of the TDI and you go to style, we're more concerned about the green line. Okay. So the green line on the TDI, if you go to style, is your slow MA. So your slow moving average. So when you set that alert, you go back to alerts up here. You change that to TDI. You go to slow EMA. You can set that crossing the value of 30. So that can be your 30, that can be your 70, whatever you want it to be. You can customize that to whatever you want. But that's an easy way to do it as well. Or another high probable setup, which will kind of give you that shark fin, is you can say the TDI green line crossing the TDI lower band or upper band. So if you're looking for a setup for a buy, aka TDI breaching the 30, you want to change that to the lower band. If you're looking for a sell setup, aka the TDI breaching the 70, you want to change that to slow EMA crossing the upper band. So either one works. You can set a specific value, or you can set crossing the actual Bollinger Bands built into the TDI, but either works. So, because as you can see here, a lot of times when you get those cross of the green EMA outside of the bands and back in, you get those nice push-ups. Even here, right here, you got a nice push-up. This one gave you a slight push-up, nothing too major, would have probably broke even on that one. And right here, you can see from here, it gave you a nice push-up as well. That's still currently trending. So either way, Keith.
All right. Thank you so much. I got it.
Cool. And also, you can set two different alerts. If you want an alert for both, it's not like you're stuck with just one. You can set one as a separate alert and then just add another one.
Just
Okay.
just like on the coin itself, crossing up
Exactly.
or crossing down.
Right. Right.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. Gretchen says, is this template on TradingView or the MMR? How can I add these indicators? So Gretchen, if you're going to add the FEG, all you have to do is go to indicators right here and just type in FEG. It's going to be the one with the most downloads at 2,500, and it's FEG Nephew Sam. So if you add that, it's going to put the FEGs on your chart. TDI, same exact thing. If you just type in TDI, it's going to be this one right here by Gold Mines. I have it favorited, as you can see the star right here. And it has 7,830 downloads. Okay. So just double click both of those. It'll add it straight to your chart. Okay. And what I recommend too is kind of how I did that bar replay feature to kind of analyze the setup that happened right here. I highly recommend you do that to kind of practice your trade setups. Okay, because a lot of times the FEG only goes back so many candles. So for example, there was an FEG setup right here for a sell. All right, so you can see here, TDI got to the 68, basically to 70 in my book. You had some red FEGs right here, and you had a retest into that area here, and then you went short, right? Because that's the setup you're looking for. So if you're just looking at the chart, you won't see that in real time. But if you go back to the bar replay, like if I go back to here in that current moment in time and I'm back testing to get myself familiar with trading this method, you will actually be able to see that on the bar replay as it was in real time. So if we let this play out on the bar replay, once we kind of got to the 70 area here, we got at about 69. We got that big push down, that aggressive candle that I talked about, which creates that big FEG. All right. And normally what I do, I trade on MetaTrader. So I'll just set pending orders up in this area. So I typically like to go for the highest FEG level to give me the most high probable setup. You can get setups as well. And the biggest one, usually it's in that bottom half, but if you want the most highly probable setup, you actually want to look for a retest of this upper region. All right, so you could have took a retest here after you breached the 70. That was a trade. Had your stop here, you're in profit. But like I said, what I look for is a retest up here. So let's let this play out. And this is what it takes, guys. You have to go back on your charts. You have to back test. Like this stuff isn't just gonna click in your minds just from looking at me on a call. You have to actually do the work and instill it in your brain as well. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. So in this example, we didn't quite make it to this top one, but we did make it to the top of this huge FEG that you see right here. So I'm gonna let it keep playing out. Right, so any entries you're taking here, I would take the short here, stop at the recent high. All right, and as you can see, price moves right away from that. So let's just let it keep playing out. Speed it up just a second to get that actual move. And there you go. Multiple opportunity to, take a trade here at the top of the FEG since you just had a move away from a recent high where the TDI is at the 70. And, you got that nice move down. So like I said, especially when you're in a bear market, you see the market's obviously consolidating. Obviously these aren't going to be extended trades to hold, but if you're using 5, 10, even 20x leverage, you could easily get a lot of points very quickly. All right, let me see what the chat's got going on. So Rhoda, TDI, Jason at both. Dumb question. There's no dumb questions. I chart on TradingView, but feel like TradingView and TOS aren't in sync. No, that's very true. So depending on the broker or the platform that you're using, TradingView charts can be vastly different than the ones you see on there. So for example, I trade on FTMO. So I like to trade the GBP USD, Euro USD, and the NASDAQ. The prices on there are about 5 to 7 points different than they are on FTMO. Okay. So me personally, what I do, I still use the TradingView chart. And if I see the setup on the TradingView chart, I'll just go over and click the button on FTMO. I'm not caring about the price difference because 9 times out of 10, they're still going to move in sync. It just may be a price gap. Now, TOS, I don't use that. Really, I'm not a stock options trader, so I don't know how drastic that gap is. And what I mean by that is if price is dropping rapidly on TradingView, normally on FTMO is dropping at the exact same rate. So I don't really care about the price difference. I'm just looking for that particular movement or setup. But for TOS, anybody can hop in, but I'm not sure how different that is. So I can't really answer that part. But if there's not a drastic difference as far as the timing of the movements, just stick to the TradingView and follow along on your TOS. So yeah, Rhoda says there is a lag with the two. Okay. Yeah, so it's probably yeah, so Vanessa has a good point as well. You can request the real-time data on TradingView. I think it's like what, $3 a month or $9 a month or something like that. So definitely invest in that. Yeah, Rhoda says an extra $4. So yeah, go to pay the $4, get the real-time data, and that'll probably help with a lot of that lag. All right, cool. Joshua got that. Gretchen, which broker did you say? Yes, FTMO is the prop firm I use. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let me get away from ETH real quick. So for you people that like to day trade and like to get those coins that you can scalp and get a high percentage on your leverage trades, one that I've been doing a lot is Luna. So I posted this in the Mastermind chat. So typically what I do with Luna is I'll have alerts actually set on ETH. So if I see a lot of volume coming into the market for ETH, and ETH drops 2%, 3%, within like an hour or something like that, like we had a couple of days ago, my go-to trade is actually Luna. So of course we know, at least for the short term, cryptos tend to move together when ETH or Bitcoin makes a big move. So typically what I'll do is, if I get those alerts going off that ETH is shorting drastically, for you day traders out there, the ones that want to make the quick money, Luna is always a great option. So as you can see there, I made 174% on a trade, and that trade literally only took me about 15 minutes to play out. So I can actually go back on the 15-minute. Let's see. Let me go back to my Telegram to see the exact time. Let's see. Is it gonna take me to the post? No, it's not. I'm not sure the exact time this trade played out. I have to go back and see, but oh yeah, it was right here actually. I remember this big candle. So as you can see here, ETH had already moved down. So my alerts went off. Let's actually pull up ETH so we can have a side-by-side comparison. I want to show you kind of how this plays out live. So let's go back on ETH. So let's look at the timestamp. This happened October 10th at the 20.00. All right, so October 10th. Okay, here we go. So if you look at ETH, I had alerts going off for ETH because I actually had an alert at these lows because I know we had just came off the 70 here, and EMAs are all bearish. So each low that's formed, I typically set an alert at that most recent low. I call it my swing low. So actually at 1800 time, you had this big move down for ETH. Now, if you go back to Luna, the move didn't really happen on Luna, this huge move, until 20.00. So 2 hours after Ethereum had already made a nice push down. So Ethereum pushed down again at the exact same time. But like I said, ETH kind of gave you that pre-warning that the crypto market might get pulled down just because ETH is getting pulled down.